Good morning, Judy.
Hey, Lisa. We've only got a few days left of 6 o'clock broadcasts. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm not a morning person yet.
We're getting into a good habit though. So even
No,
if you make this habit go later in the day, this is a great habit to get into. And that was our
abs
goal, right? That was our goal to
absolutely.
help people get into the writing habit.
That's right. Exactly.
And today's word is
Power.
power. Love it.
Power.
Comes up for
Yeah.
you.
Well, power, the way I use that word the most is that I don't let anyone take away my power. In other words, I don't let people tell me how I should feel or how I should act or how I should behave because that's my power to take care of. I'm in charge. My power defines what I'm entitled to do.
Okay.
Okay. I have in my life had people say, you shouldn't feel that way. You shouldn't think that way. No, that's not up to somebody else to decide. That's up to me to decide.
So
And
you're
that's what,
thinking power definitely in your own brain.
yes, yes, yes. How about you? Where does power go for you?
Power, I mean, kind of similar. I was thinking about kind of like girl power. I was thinking in terms of I want my daughter, Aubrey, to have a sense of power and control over her destiny.
Hmm.
And that's because I think so often we get into jobs, careers, structures that we want because we need to have a job, but we give up so much power over our lives.
Hmm.
It takes a lot of freedoms away from us. We have
Hmm.
financial freedom, but we don't have freedom of time or um, being able to do what we want when we want to do it. And
Lisa, I
yes,
want you to write this down. I think we're ready.
okay,
You
ready?
ready?
I
Okay,
am.
let's start writing.
On your marks, get set, go.
Go.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy, that one was kind of interesting, wasn't it?
It was. Well, where did you
Yeah.
go?
Well, basically, I kind of went back to where we started. I said I like to own my own power. I've often had to hold back, on my feelings, my thoughts, my ideas to be able to fit within the confines of a work environment, and I don't really like doing that. So, there's always parts of the environment that I like, but basically it can also happen because I tend to be a pleaser. I want to make people happy, and
Yeah.
having others looking at my power and tendencies just doesn't set well with me. So um
Mhm.
I really think power is a personal possession that we all need to protect. You
Right.
have people say, well,
Yeah.
you shouldn't feel like that, or you shouldn't act like that, or you shouldn't whatever. If it's something that's minor about your personality that's very easy to change and there's no price to be paid, okay, go for it. But if it's something that is what I call my superpower, like maybe it's being sensitive, maybe it's being creative, or maybe it's being very technically oriented or very organized. But when you get to be our age, you basically are starting to pretty much know what your power
Well,
is.
and I contend that people maybe don't know what their superpower is, but they have all the data to be able to figure it after the age of, let's say, 50, to be able to figure it out pretty quickly.
Well, yeah, because they've, you've by this age, you've achieved, whether you realize it or not, you've achieved some wisdom and you've achieved some self-knowledge and all that kind of thing. And you know how those things contribute to who you are. But
Mhm.
I think sometimes the journaling process can really help you identify.
Hone in on
Use
it.
your advice about you instead of other people's advice about
Mm,
you. So what did you
exactly.
think? What did you write?
Well, I also went on that kind of that employment. Um, vein, and how having a job, often we sacrifice our power for some sense of financial security.
Mhm.
And, sometimes that meets the need. But right now, I'm kind of looking at what kind of an example that sets for my children. And, right now, Caden's going to school, and I'm really talking to him about what he wants and what his expectations are of his life post-college. And I don't think, I mean, he's done with his freshman year. This is too early to start talking about that. Or
No.
in talking to Aubrey about, what she wants to be when she grows up. I mean, we've talked about that in the past, about how, to a certain extent, it's taken us quite some time to figure out what we wanted to be or do when we grew up. And
Mhm.
it brings me back to really thinking about the example that I've set. I devoted myself to 30 years in education, and that was wonderful. And I did sacrifice a lot of power. And I think at the end of my teaching career was when it really became shocking to me how education had gone from a place and a career of creativity and artistry to something where I was expected to be much more of a technician. And that didn't sit with me very well.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. It just used to be that all of that was given so much credit as a teacher. She's so creative. She's this, she's that. And now, you actually were embraced for that. Your tenure involved that. And now all that's kind of been taken away. And now it's like you gotta
There
go
were
by the
scripts that we were supposed to follow when it came to different elements of the curriculum.
Mhm.
And, following the teacher's edition of a curriculum guide to the letter. And it was like, ooh, that's so not me. So not me whatsoever.
And it didn't just happen in teaching. I mean, it happened in banking. I worked for small local or regional banks for years, and I could use what I'd learned. I could use the lessons that I'd had and make decisions on my own. And my last 5 years in banking, it was a by the book proposition. I didn't waver from that if I
So
wanted to be employed.
the power you had in your position, even as an experienced professional, significantly decreased.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, and it really took me out of that feeling of I'm making a huge contribution to they could train a monkey to read the book. I really I just didn't feel like I was using the experience that I had gained. So yeah, so I like owning my own
No, I
power.
think it's so important to look at these words, and I mean all the kind of self-revelations that and nuances that we're seeing and expressing about ourselves through this
Mhm.
is so much fun. So thank
It
you.
really,
This is a great
thank
one for
you.
us.
I love the fact that we both come out at the same position, but kind of subtly different.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I'm
Great
sure other
chat.
people are going to come at it from there. I mean, there's unlimited directions to come to any of these words from.
Very good. Very good. So know your superpower and own it.
There you go. Power. Okay, and
Power.
what are we getting into? Tomorrow's day 27. And
Day
our
on
word is
tomorrow on day 27, we are going to be talking about trust.
okay. Excellent. Well, with that, I trust that we will meet same place, same time, same bat channel.
That's right.
Okay.
Glad you said it because I was gonna. Bye,
Okay.
honey. Love you.